Hello, lovelies. Today is the new moon in Capricorn and it's the first new moon of 2024. So I'm making this video on Thursday, January the 11th, 2024. And it arrived in the early hours this morning around 3 a.m. Eastern time, I think. What's happening here today? Yeah, it was 7 a.m. this morning, Eastern time. And it was at 20 degrees, and the sun also in Capricorn at 20 degrees. And I'm just going to read you that degree from Inside Degrees. Aqua or fire.net is the website if you want to take a look on there. Many different perfumes carried by a breeze. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can read the small print. We bear within us many past lives, each one complete, autonomous, and emitting its own subtle, special fragrance. There are points along the journey when we must stand together with the whole lineup of our previous selves and follow out the journey they were all leading to. This is a formidable task. There's a lot to live up to. It grants you authority and conviction, and it makes it very hard to get started. In order to get anywhere, you must at times deny the awareness that everybody is there and do whatever you can do, apparently on your own. But truly, the depth of experience, the substantive inward development, and the power of your inner drive give it away. You are destiny charged in a larger than life fashion. Being self-possessed is your watchword. There is so much to accomplish. And at the center of the journey lies self-knowledge and the overriding determination to clear the karmic slate, to free up what has been trapped and bound, and to come to yourself afresh. This destiny wheel is guided, cosmically supported, centrally relevant to your whole world, and you will do it. Turn the darkest of hours into the brightest breakthroughs by refusing to stop anywhere or to back down from your resolve to wake up this time and get on with the greater path at long last. Wow, what an epic story that is. And also at 20 degrees, we've got the North Node is in Aries. So the North Node always goes backwards, which is why it starts at 29 degrees and we've reached 20 degrees so far. An empty courtyard, nothing is left. Reality is scattered, self-obliterated, the familiar rendered irrelevant. Apocalyptic changes, personal and collective, take over. No being, only action. You become a projectile of intent. Literally identify with what you can do now. A barren wasteland of an inner world, a thrust outside, stark and surreal. You feel compelled to dare, pushed over the edge, no going back, destiny is frenzy. And in this wild, volatile mix, creative forces are released that would never come out any other way. Yielding to the role of the purging and cleansing agent of changes, you are unable to wriggle out of anything ever again. Now, also, we have got Venus and Chiron being direct now, so lots of things moving ahead. And a key thing to note for the full moon, which is coming up in Leo, which is going to be at 5 degrees. So wherever you've got 20 degrees in your chart, wherever you've got 5 degrees, wherever you've got Capricorn and Aquarius, because that's coming big, wherever you've got Leo in your chart, wherever you've got Aries in your chart, this is shape-shifting earth, alchemical movement, also with Mercury direct and at the galactic center in Sagittarius. So our thoughts are changing, our beliefs are changing, our messages from our God, Goddess, higher self coming in and freeing us up if we're ready to do the work and take action. And this is at 15 degrees, which again, if we use the Mayan calendar, now I'll go more into detail about the Mayan calendar in a moment. 15 is planetary server, it's Blue Eagle. And if you refer that to another system, which is Carlos Castaneda, done one, and I'm just rereading extracts about that, and the Toltec path. And I can't remember the name of the book, but I will put a link underneath to that. This is, again, the eagle is the representation of what is coming through for human evolution. So in the Mayan, it's the galactic sun that we're looking to integrate. And so all of these systems, they all have similar ideas, of course, and it's how they cross over and how they make, they appeal to whatever path we're taking, whatever resonates for us. And I'll come back to that in a moment as well. So Aries, 15 degrees. And I love this one. I haven't looked at any of these before I make the video, so this is live response. A man with pointed ears. So immediately I just think of Spock when I read that out of Star Trek Enterprise. Super tuned in. The personification and embodiment of what it looks like, feels like, and is like to have an inside track on everything going on around you. Uncanny awareness. You have the gift of getting across new ways of being, different ways of looking at things, somehow getting away with being so very different that it no longer matters. Hot wired to wild and uncomfortable truths. You have special radar for undertones and nuances, motivations and signs of what is going on underneath. The direct front row seat upon who the other is and the challenges and opportunities the other brings before you. When you are ready and eager for the encounter, and you know you can always find a way to move with absolutely anything that might arise. Now, that sounds super dynamic and confident, and that's the zone that we want to be in. In terms of the moon with the Mayan calendar, so there are 13 Mayan moons, and we've just moved into Resonant moon, which is the 7th moon. So the moon cycle begins on the 26th of July every year, moon number 1, lasts for 28 days, and that also matches in with tones, which are there at the bottom. So resonance, again, if you look at harmonics, if you look at vibration, what do we want to be resonating with? We want to be resonating with truth, with who we really are, authenticity, being the beacon of light, and integrating so that we are speaking, well, first of all, that we are believing, then thinking, then speaking and acting upon the same vibration, which is resonating with what the eagle or the galactic sun or the consciousness of the universe that is bringing our evolution for us, into us, when we allow it and when we're running a code that will support that. So again, this is about frequency. It's not about what we think per se. And that is so, so important. So, actually, I just realized I've got the book here. So this is the book that I'm talking about. And this is a great book because it talks about a lot of Carlos Castaneda books, and is a great summary. And miraculously, I just found it again in a box of books, just as I'm in the Wavespell. That is my Wavespell, and this is the magic that it brings. And so, loads and loads of notes in here. But the key with the latest heart warriors, the people who are doing this work, that watch my videos, and those that don't watch my videos. So again, the tribe, we're coming in to connect now in a bigger and bigger way. For me, this is about people who are seeking to live a life of truth and authenticity and have an open enough mind and belief system, and are always on that quest for adventure. We are looking to find our tribe. We're looking to cut through. I mean, this is a sword of truth time. We're looking to cut through the quagmire of the old story. And just two quotes from this book. So, fully incorporating seeing the Toltec way is an ancient tradition where men and women have laboured to construct a philosophy and a way of life, enabling them to extract the most from life. As a philosophy, it's a method of inquiry, a system for learning. As a form of knowledge, it's a form of power. The value of a system is in providing context, channel markers that guide one, not only through the unexpected, but through daily life. People tend to separate their thoughts from their behaviour, so what they say, feel, and do are often different things. Toltecs work to integrate thoughts, emotions, and behaviour, leading to a complete integration of personal energies. Thus, it is a way of life. The features of a system provide a map of perception. Maps orient us to our location, offer a direction in which to proceed, and facilitate movement in that direction. And again, this is what Aries is really about as well. It's about creating a new storyline. It's about realizing that we have created a storyline for ourselves with our parents, with our environment, with our culture, and also through huge events that have been happening over many years now, which have been designed very powerfully to manipulate our thoughts. And as a student of psychology for many years, so I'm talking 28 years now, I've been studying psychology in all sorts of different ways, and currently formally through a system. This system is also part of the cultural structure. And as we work experientially and we live the structure, we find what resonates with us. And the more that we heal, the more that we come into our heart space and allow our feelings and really work with clearing those stuck feelings, then we can access the center that we are all part of in an easier way. So in terms of where we are, and I mentioned before, so we're in Resonant Moon, day 2, and we are in the Blue Storm Wavespell, which is my Wavespell, and we're on day 5 of it, which is this new moon. And this day 5 is the Mastery Day, and it's Blue Night, which is the 3rd Mayan sign. It's a blue, so it's about transformation. It's the 3rd one, so it's about co-creation. Remember, these follow a step system. And this is another system that helps us navigate what's coming in. And I'm in my 13th year of it now. And it is mind-blowing because it really helps me to keep going one day, one step at a time, even when things are very, very challenging in my world and in the world at large. And they have to be challenging because it's time for change. We can't keep going on the same trajectory. And the astrology shows that it's really time, because we've got Pluto making a shift into Aquarius on the 20th. So again, look at all these twos with the code today. And the 20th Mayan sign is yellow sun. How much light can we hold? The planet is Pluto. So again, it's totally synced in and linked in, as it always is. And blue storm is the 19th sign, which is also planet Pluto. And blue storm is really about how we can access more light because we're transforming the dark. We're transforming the events, the stories that have created huge emotions for us and continue to do that. And they will continue to do that until we learn how to heal them and understand what created them. And then once we change how we feel, we can then change our beliefs, we can change our thoughts miraculously, and we can change our behaviors. But until we do that process, then we're on that trajectory without very much of a change. And you can see how the world has become stuck because of that, because people aren't doing that process. So when we're still holding on to emotions, we cannot change our belief system. And if you study any of the books around emotion and psychology and how it works biologically as well, in the fight or flight system, this often means that we sabotage ourselves. We keep doing the same behaviors, even though we know that they're not healthy for us or logical, because they're familiar. So we have to go out of our comfort zone. And Pluto is bringing that on the 20th. And that is the start of the next wave spell, which is yellow human. So again, that's the 12th Mayan sign, and that's the structure of what we need to get clear of, what's stuck, what emotions are stuck, what energy is stuck in our energy body. This is what creates disease. And so on a day 5 of a blue, we have another blue. And so the mastery of blue storm is about becoming a conscious dreamer. And so seeing, as was mentioned in the Toltec path, and lots of people do this in lots of different ways. When we're in a good space, so it could be like, for example, you've meditated and you've come out of meditation, and then you're really in resonance with a different consciousness. And it could be that you've done some EFT, some tapping, and you've released a past story, for example, that's been really dogging your heels for a long time and allowed you to make shifts. And suddenly you come into a place of grace where you suddenly get lots of ahas, you get lots of clarity, you no longer have the mind fog. It could be that you have had a massage or holistic treatment that's freed up your energy and where you're holding on to stuckness in your body. It could be that you're just out in nature, relaxing, on holiday, vacation, and you're not in the usual routine, and you're in a place where you feel safe and able to generate. So there's lots of different ways that this can happen, but you go into an altered state and you start to channel, if you like, is one word for it. You start to come into a different space where you connect on a deeper level to the universe. And that's the key that's going to take us forward, is more and more we want to be creating from this clear space. The current cycle that we're in with Blue Storm, you know, we need to be able to be in our center no matter what is going on around us and not lose our head, which is why it's so important that this work is experiential and the heart shows us, rather than keep trusting our head, which often will try and avoid uncomfortable feelings. This is what needs to shift and to change, because we're wired to avoid uncomfortable feelings for any prolonged length of time. We really need to rewire that if we want to come out the other side. And tapping really works. So if you haven't checked it out yet, please do check it out. EFT.com is Gary Craig's website. Lots of free resources on there for you to learn how to do it. Or just Google it generally, and there's loads of videos, there's loads of people out there who do tapping, and it's very easy to learn. Remember, you always have the right answers. So again, if you notice, red, white, blue, yellow, green, white, refinement. And so we're refining what began here. And so the key to this is really focusing on getting to the truth of the matter. We're in the 52-day process of Red Skywalker. So all of these colours have 4 lots of 13-day wave spells. And as I said, we've got red has gone by, Red Skywalker. Then we had white, which is White World Bridger, and we'll be coming up to day 8 of that soon, in 3 days' time. That's going to be a powerful day because that's a clear sign. And letting go of old worlds so that we can create something new. So that once we really start to follow wise pathways, which we can more and more as we release and heal, we can start to recognize what our ancestral patterns are, and we can start to look at how they reveal themselves. And once you start doing this and you have the intent, I mean, the intent is everything to do this. We are supported 100% at this time by our ancestors, by the universe, however you see that, angelic connection, shamanic connection, whatever language you want to use, that works for you. This is the key time. So Mayan Oracle, we've got Transformer. So again, perfect for Blue Storm. The Mayan calendar you can use on such a deep level, I cannot even begin to tell you how amazing it is, because every year I get a new download about it and how to use it. So for example, for me, I know my 52-year cycle, and I know what day I'm on every day of that cycle. And again, that just helps me focus and realize what's coming in for me at that time, why I'm having specific thoughts, why I'm having particular experiences. Because again, the more that you tune into this, it's just a repeat of your childhood story over and over every single day in a different way, in a fabulous way as well, multifaceted, building on everything that you've done before, all your past lives before, as as I read out in that inside degrees. And we've spent many lives doing this evolution. And so give it everything that you have now, because this energy is there. The disciple climbing the mountain, doing what it takes to be disciplined. That's the thing. And not heed the child mind that just wants the easy, wants the addiction, wants the fix. So transformer energy is really about looking at all those triggers that we get, all those emotional things, all our history of around why we've made certain choices. Are these choices working for us? And also trying to see the bigger picture around why we had to make those choices. There's always reasons for that. And working on acceptance, forgiveness, gratitude for what we have, but not sliding back down the slippery slope of being lazy either. We've got to be disciplined with ourselves primarily and focus on what needs to go. So we've got the Knight of Wands, and again, it's charging forward. That's the Aries energy and Leo energy coming in, and Sagittarius energy. So as I said before, we've got all of that energy in Aries, new beginnings, which of course we'll be working towards the spring equinox when the solar wheel begins. Fire starter, new beginnings. We've got the Leo full moon. What's the heart's desire? And how do we master it? Because it's at 5 degrees. So again, how do we master and mature our ego, which again is Venus. Remember, the calendar is all about Venus and maturation process. How do we become adults on every level and make good choices? Become the father figure, become the new age. Once this energy has finished this year with Capricorn, then we're going to be in Aquarius for the long haul. So again, Aquarius energy is about being solution focused and emotionally free. What is fair for everybody, community, making our world a great place for all beings that live here. So a bit of work to do there. Okay, so here we've got the 9 of Swords, cruelty. How do we go through that gateway? The 9th day is going to be blue solar hand, which is my sign, and it's a clear sign as well. And so that's a magical day for getting clear, shaping our destiny, using these tools that we have now, finding more and more tools every day because people are really tuning in and they're really creating resources for people. So there's always resources there. So again, where do we believe that we have to put up with cruelty, for example? That people think in a cruel way, that maybe we've experienced that over and over in our lives, and how do we transform that now? And then we've got death, which is totally linked into Capricorn energy, all about the bones, getting to the bones of the matter, what lies beneath the structure. And how do we free ourselves from the old world? So again, that's number 13. What needs to shift? How do we make new structures now, healthy structures, a healthy patriarchy? And so again, a key focus can be on what did we experience with our own father, for example? What did we experience with the men in our family, or the people, the women who were playing the role of the men in some cases, and also about authority and everything that's been going on since 2008 on the planet. So in particular, things like the banking crash, for example, how that affected us. And as I said before, things that have been affecting us since 2020 with everything that's been implemented on the planet. And how do we feel about that? And what are we going to do about it? Most importantly, what solutions are we going to create now so that all of this distorted, cruel, repressed, out of balance, power tripping, codependent pattern can be cleared? And so, again, one of the things that I've learned over doing EFT, for example, since 2007, is that it's really important energetically, if you're going to talk about any personal story, you know, it's just like conjuring it up again. So although you may need to get it off your chest or talk to somebody about something, if you really want to heal it and you want to clear it and you want to get clear about what you want to do from now on, creating these new stories, tapping is the way to go. And you can get shifts very, very quickly. You can get clarity quickly. It's an amazing, amazing tool to use. I am doing a new moon circle online or in person in Florida on Saturday. And this is another big day because it's a portal day and it's my mum's Mayan sign. So it's red resonant serpent. If you want to join me in person in Naples, it's at 11 a.m. Please message me and I will give you the location. If you want to join me online, wherever you are in the world, you can because it's on Zoom. So again, let me know if you want to join. I also have another amazing event coming up at an EE system centre in Naples on the 26th. That's Friday the 26th at 7 p.m. In person, we've only got a very few places left now. And so we are going to be in a vortex, literally, doing EFT in a circle at the full moon in Leo. So it's going to be a supercharged event. And I'm really excited about all of this and creating circles again and spreading the word, creating community, really important now, circle of support that's going to happen on a regular basis so that we can come together, and it's open to men and women. It's time that we really got to the heart of the matter and let go and forge new trails. If you're part of the same tribe as me, then red earth, white wind, blue hand and yellow human, we're here to create new pathways, both cerebrally, energetically, a resonance field within us that will literally change our world, and in doing so will change the world. We're here to birth the new earth. So the more that we can connect together and share our ideas, share our stories and transform them, then the easier and the faster and the more adventure we can have as well at this time. So please do get in touch and let me know if you want to join. Lots of love to you all. Do it now, make it happen. Everything's on go until June. Really great period of opportunity now to make your dream happen and your mission, of why you're here. So lots of love.